are listening to the Pathfinder Guru Podcast, where we help you to become a greater leader. Join us as we take the Advent message to all the world in our generation. So, are you ready to become a guru in this ministry?
Attention. Welcome to the Pathfinder Guru Podcast, and thank you for joining us. I hope that you're doing well and you are safe under the shadow of God's wonderful wings. Today's episode, we are going to talk about uniform and why uniform should not be worn by non-members of a Pathfinder club. This is very much crucial and important, and I felt that I needed to talk about it because we are downplaying it and we end up having people who do not understand why they are putting on the uniform and the value that comes wearing the uniform. So we are going to unpack it so that we are able to understand, and the goal also is to teach others who do not know about this. They can become better people who will respect the uniform, and ultimately when we put on the uniform, wherever we may be, people may know that we are Pathfinders that are there to represent God. Now, when you look at uniform, it is very specific and it's very clear when it speaks about uniform and how is it important. And I just want to read where it says where we should wear the uniform. It says here, it is recommended that uniform to be worn on the following occasions: at all Pathfinder meetings, at any public gathering, when any or all acts as messengers, ushers, guard of honor, color guards, on occasions as specified by the Pathfinder Director, at special Pathfinder services, while engaging in witnessing activities or community service. We need to understand where we wear uniform. And when it says who should not or where should not uniform be worn, it says by non-members. I want to pause there. By non-members. Now, here's what you need to understand. When somebody is joining a Pathfinder club, the first thing that the Pathfinder goes through is the enrollment night. Now, also you find it again in the administration manual when it highlights what happens on that particular day and things that are clarified. Parents are given rules and regulations sheets, and they're explaining, they discuss their responsibilities and all those things, uniform needs, and everything that is related to the uniform is explained. So a person that is going to wear the uniform and the parents know the significance of this uniform. Pathfinders understand that when they are putting on this uniform, it has value and it has meaning. Because once you put on the uniform without understanding the meaning behind it, then it loses its value. Now, after the Pathfinder has went through those things, signing of the club form, that person is now part of the Pathfinder club, almost there, after the induction, of course, but he or she is part of the Pathfinder club. Now, that's where you have the right to wear the uniform. Hence, it says by members. Non-members should not wear it. So you need to be a member of a particular Pathfinder club. We are not speaking about church membership here. We are talking about club membership. Anyone can be a club member, baptized or not baptized. You are able to become a club member. So it is very much crucial that when we give people a uniform, there are club members that understand, that went through all the things understanding. Hence, you are not allowed just to wear the uniform. There are specifications where you need to wear it. When the director says we are going to an outreach program, that's where you put on the uniform. Or the director may say when we are having our practices on Sunday, each Pathfinder needs to wear a golf t-shirt and the Pathfinder scarf that is specified by the director. You do not just put on the uniform and do as you please, because you belong to a Pathfinder club and you follow the rules and regulations set by that particular club. Maybe on other episodes, we are going to talk about behavioral issues and how they can help you when you are dealing with children that do not listen or they have behavior issues and how to deal with it. But today we're only talking about the uniform part of it, because now once we respect the uniform, we are able to push the ministry much more easier, and it makes life easy when people know that I am putting on this uniform with reason. Another thing that we also need to note about uniform is that when you are putting on the uniform, remember, you cannot just take a uniform specification from a different division and you impose it where you are. It does not work. I'm going to go again to the very same administration, Pathfinder administration manual that we are reading. It says here, basic uniform, under uniform, should include the Pathfinder world emblem and the Pathfinder scarf. Other insignias and style of uniform are determined by each division in keeping with the norms and economic conditions of the field under their care. So if you love a particular thing, maybe they are wearing a beret, they are wearing a particular hat that you love, you cannot impose it where you are if it's not in your uniform booklet specification. But if you have ideas, we always have ideas, you want to change it a bit, you can always go through proper channels. If you have a suggestion, if you want to change a particular thing in the uniform, you talk to your conference youth director, he takes it up, and when the uniform committee, for a lack of a better word or a lack of a better term, they come together and they take all recommendations and they sit down and table all suggestions that are coming from that particular division. So you should be careful that when you're putting on your uniform, do not put things that should not belong in that particular uniform. Whether it's you are taking it from a different division or you are taking it outside of the church, remember that it should be in line with what your division says, your uniform booklet. And once you do that, things become much more easier. But because we are having people who put on the uniform and they are not members, they put on the uniform without understanding, you have a lot of chaos today, because now people are putting on the uniform, but they are putting on their own things. They are not in line with the uniform booklet in their division. They are compromising the uniform, and each and every one of us are copying. We are just copying and pasting without understanding where does this person get it from. It frustrates me. Same applies with drilling and marching. When you find people that are not using their division Pathfinder drill manual, they just take things from the air, implement it. Then we have clubs that are confused and what to do, and they're just taking things without having reference, without even consulting, it's just a mess. So ensure that non-club members should not put on the uniform, but they need to understand the significance behind it, respect it, so that you are doing the correct thing to children, and when they put it on, they are understanding. You know the way I love my uniform? There are places that I do not go when I placed my uniform. Not because I cannot go, but because of when person or a different person sees me, it's something different. Because I respect the uniform. Because I love the uniform. And when I'm putting it on, I'm not only representing my local church or my local club, but I'm representing the World Pathfinder Club, the World Pathfinder Ministry. So respect the uniform. If you see that, no, I need to go to this particular place and it's going to affect me, do not put it on. Rather take it off. I don't even go and pour petrol at a petrol station when putting the uniform. I feel like, especially if it's on Sabbath, because of the perception, because people think differently. Because I respect the uniform, there are certain things that I do. I don't go to certain places because of the uniform. So it is very much important, ladies and gentlemen, that we respect the uniform. Respect it, and it will do wonders. I spoke in the previous episode, I said, let the uniform preach for you. Once you put it on, properly so, let it preach for you. And once it preaches for you, each and everything will go in order. Even when you're buying the uniform. When you're buying the uniform, it says also, I love to quote the administration manual. It says ordering uniform. The Pathfinder uniforms are ordered from, you can put the conference name or the union or the division. The club secretary may be responsible for ordering the uniform and the insignias of it. Check it under the Pathfinder administrative manual under uniform. And you are able to see that even getting the uniform, acquiring the uniform, there are specific places where you need to go. Where I am, we call them black markets, where everyone is selling the uniform. And you need to get a uniform at a particular place specified by your conference. Don't just buy uniform anywhere, anyhow. And I think there's something that is very much important. We need to ensure that we guard our copyright, our insignias, our logos as the church. Anyone can start a business selling our uniform. But when you go to other religions or other churches, very much stipulated and it's very much controlled. But once you go to us, anyone can sell the uniform. Tomorrow I can sell the uniform. It's not how you need to do it. I was looking at my podcast logo. I was like, I'm utilizing the Pathfinder logo and I'm not sure, but what does the church say about copyrights? And I'm planning on inboxing or emailing the youth director at my conference and try to find out if I am in line, because I do not want to find myself in breach of the copyright. So that's something that has been troubling me as well, and I'm planning on doing it. Because I feel as if I'm utilizing the Pathfinder song, I'm utilizing the logo of the Pathfinder. But now, what does the church say? And what are the stipulations? So that if there's anything wrong, I'm able to fix and amend it. Because I love the ministry, but there are things that I need to be careful of and be mindful of. So stop going black markets, buying the uniform. Ensure that you go to places that are specified by your conference, union, field, where you can get the uniform. Protect your uniform, the copyright of that uniform. Don't just buy anywhere by anyone who is just selling the uniform and you're just buying it. It does not work like that. Respect the uniform and it will do wonders for you. Thank you very much for joining us on today's episode. I'm very much troubled when I'm looking at all these things happening, but I'm thinking of a way of fighting it. I'm thinking of a way. It's gonna take time. It's not easy, but I'm gonna speak with my youth director about it so that we try to solve it. We try to fix it, not only for now, in the future. I'm speaking about where I am, and I know that elsewhere maybe it's not the same. But as I always say, or rather as Pastor Busi says, light. What kind of thing? What is he saying? I forgot the saying. Shine where you are, something like that. So shine where you are. When you see that there's a problem, address it where you are, fix it, because it's a beautiful ministry, it's a big ministry. But when you shine in your small corner, shine in your small corner where you are. And here is where I am, and I'm going to shine in the corner. It's not going to be favorable, it's not going to be nice, but I love the ministry and I am willing to go that far. Thank you very much, and let us remember, we are not wearing that uniform. We're not giving it to non-members of the club. We're giving it to club members, registered club members belonging to a club. But for now, you are dismissed.